Welcome to the Jeddah Corniche, one of the fastest circuits on the calendar. But let's see who will be fastest of them all. We're about to set the grid for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Yes, it's qualifying.
Hello there everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back to my F1 25 driver career mode. We are here at round 5 at Jeddah. This is for the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. If you didn't see the last one from Bahrain, I urge you to go back and check that one out before you see this one. Okay, well, spoiler alert, Bahrain again some solid points despite a couple of issues and a collision with Verstappen. Cheers, Max. And we're now here at Jeddah. We've got some good momentum going so far. We might have had no points in Australia, but we've had a 4th, a 7th and a 7th. And a better start than I could have hoped for. But let's keep pushing and let's keep moving forwards and hopefully get ever closer to grabbing that podium. Unfortunately here, it just seems as if the pace just isn't really there so far. P18 on our first lap, so improvements definitely to be found. But as we go through our second lap, we are definitely finding them because we are 4 tenths up, and I'm hoping that will be enough. But with the likes of Leclerc and Lawson behind us, drivers who can be quite fast, it's concerning. It's concerning to see where we are. And I'm just hoping that we find and carry on finding enough time to get us through. We're up to 7 tenths found now as we complete the lap. That's enough for 12th. And that will do for now as we're through Q1. But in P14, I think we're going to struggle here. And Albon being in P19 just shows how much we are struggling here. So it's definitely... it's not an us thing, it's a car thing, and round here, for whatever reason, it's just, our car's not liking it. It's not suiting the car, and we're having a bit of a struggle nailing together the perfect qualifying lap. Q2, that just makes for dismal reading, doesn't it? We could only make as high as P15. This is going to be a long race.
We've got fast sweeping corners under the lights and 20 racers all ready to write their name into the quickly growing history of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Piastri, Tsunoda, Charles Leclerc and Antonelli, Mayer, Gasly, Hulkenberg and Jack Doohan, Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Aiden Jackson and Ocon, Bortoleto, Joker, George Russell and Lewis Hamilton, Albon, Lawson, Behrman and Isaac Hadjar rounds off the grid. And alongside me in the commentary box today, a man...
We got a long race ahead of us though, 25 laps here at Jeddah. What can we achieve? It is lights out and away we go. And it's quite a nice little start, but Alonso's blocked my path up the inside. And we haven't really got anywhere to go with the good start we have. Bortoleto is on my right, trying to force his way back through after we got the jump on him. But we have out-dragged him going towards the left-right. Look at these guys going side by side. It was 3 wide at one point, but yeah, that's just not working. That is never going to work in a month of Sundays. Aiden Jackson forcing his way ahead of Esteban Ocon into P13. Oof, that's not the circuit. That's really not the circuit. But we have made up one position so far. But we've got Lewis Hamilton in P17 who's going to want to find a way back through and make his comeback in this Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. So I don't think we're entirely in a secure position here. And this is at the end of lap 1. This is Oscar Piastri having a go at Lando Norris, going round the outside. Papaya rules? I don't think so. Verstappen is ahead and pulling away, but the two McLarens are going wheel to wheel here, and they're side by side down the pit straight. How is this one going to resolve itself? Piastri just gets ahead, but Norris is sticking his car back up the inside. He's having none of it. Piastri on the outside, Norris on the inside. How does this one resolve itself? Norris just out-drags his teammate and says, "Not on your life, bucko." And now we're trying to find a way around Ocon, but there's just no way through there. We're now going to try and out-drag him, but again, Ocon just placing his car in all of the right places to stop us moving up a position, just placing it in the middle of the circuit. And I'm not sure who is backing things up in front. I just know it did get backed up, and we're starting already on lap 3 to just lose a little bit of touch with the guys in front. We're dropping out of the DRS, and that's a bad thing because we've got a lot of cars like Russell and Hamilton right behind us who are going to have that DRS, and they're going to be able to just blast past us as soon as we get a DRS zone like this one. And I haven't got that much overtake to defend with because I was using my battery to try and stay close to the battle in front. Yeah, sitting duck there as we drop down into P17 behind Russell and Hamilton. The two former teammates working very well there. And there's Gabriel Bortoleto on my left. And again, nothing I could do to fight that one off. Trying to brake a bit later and go around the outside. But Bortoleto just simply putting his car in the best place. And he is getting through. Now we're watching Callie Mayer, the female F1 driver in P5, going for P4 and taking it. Mayer potentially making history here. Could she be the first woman to secure points in Formula 1? Stranger things have happened, and she's currently on course to do so in P4, having a great run. The Connor Sports round here have just leapt forwards. Meanwhile, we're now in P18, chasing down Gabriel Bortoleto, and we're just not really able to make any kind of inroads at all. So I'm just thinking, right, let's pit in early, let's try and get an undercut, and then go from there. We'll be going on to the medium tyre. It's going to be a 2-stop race. So into the pits we come, and hopefully, little to no drama. And that's exactly what we've got. But speaking of drama, Lando Norris is dropping out of the race. The McLaren engine letting go there. And that's Lando Norris dropping out. Meanwhile, back with our POV, we're currently in P20. But there's cars exiting the pits. That is Hulkenberg and Alonso. So I assume we've made a significant jump forward, because Ocon, who we were racing earlier, is now a second and a half behind us. So we've clearly made a good jump with that undercut. And the undercut clearly powerful enough round here to move us forwards.
Coming in for his stop now.
But now I'm trying to hang on to Alonso and Hulkenberg. And that is well, I would say it's proven quite difficult, but we've just set the fastest lap of the race. And now they're battling. It's proving even less difficult. Through goes Fernando Alonso on Nico Hulkenberg. Oh, they're still side by side actually, so no, it's not through goes Alonso. Hulkenberg's fighting back. They're still side by side here. This is not the part of the circuit you see cars go wheel to wheel. And Alonso getting through Hulkenberg. And now I want to try and find a way past the Sauber. I don't know how we set the fastest lap there. I really don't. So that pace has suddenly come from somewhere. But that'll be how we were able to undercut other drivers. But look at this battle up ahead. And we need to try and stay with that if we're going to have any hope of potentially grabbing a point in this Grand Prix. Alonso and Hulkenberg, look, they're at it again in the final corner. Side by side are Fernando Alonso and Nico Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg this time winning out. Alonso looking to fight back. I'm looking to take the inside line. Alonso's covering. And there's nowhere for me to go there. And I nearly lose it myself, just not reacting in time to what's going on. Oh, this is a frustrating Grand Prix. And Ocon has now caught up with me. So the last thing I want to do is let him through. Someone's locked up in front, but now going around the outside of Alonso. And we made that move stick, didn't we? Getting a bit aggressive on the second part of the chicane. And we've made it through past Fernando Alonso. So 1 place gained up into P13 and getting ever closer to a point, which would be nice again if we could secure a point. Hulkenberg is now all over the back of Isaac Hadjar for P11. Hadjar also having a good race. We've got another yellow flag. Oh, Hadjar's not having such a good race. Oh, that's Lawson dropping out. Sorry, I thought that was Hadjar. It's not, it's Lawson. I do apologise. Liam Lawson dropping out of the race. And that's ruining Racing Bull's chance of any points with Liam. Hadjar now hoping to secure points for the team. We're still in P12, however. And that 1 point is right there. Except it isn't, because Lawson has now pitted in. So now the battle for the points is directly ahead of me. And we're going to go down the inside of Hulkenberg and just force the issue there. And there's Callie Mayer coming out of the pits. That's depressing that Callie Mayer in the Connor Sport is a pit stop ahead of us, considering we were ahead of Connor Sport before this race. And they've leapt up in the performance, so yeah, they've really made some good changes to that car. Into the pits we come for the second time. Onto a set of hard tyres, and away we go. 2.4 seconds in the pits, and we drop down to P19. But I think other cars still need to pit yet, so it's not the end of the world, but I think there are some one-stoppers out there as well, which could potentially rain on our parade a bit. But let's give it everything now, to the end, all out to the end, with hopes of scoring a point. And now we're behind Hadjar who's in 15th place. And we're taking a line there that is just not the circuit, however you look at it. And now we're getting ever closer to Hadjar. Ever closer to Hadjar. Are we going to be able to stick one up the inside there? No, I thought better of it there. I thought better of it. Let's not risk totaling the car. Especially when we're not in that great a position. We're now going to attack Hadjar using the DRS here, though. Perfect opportunity to overtake. Round the outside we go. Hadjar doing nothing to stop that as we now head onto the pit straight. But he's going to have DRS here. So we may end up having to fight him again. But he's not coming back past. So we're all right for now. And we're in P13. Dewan and Jackson are about 4 seconds up the road. And we're catching them, so we do still have a chance of points here. And we've got a red flag! That's going to give us an even bigger chance of points. And I think someone has spun round and blocked the circuit. It's George Russell. Round he goes in P8. And that brings out the red flag. So that's going to give us all kinds of opportunities there. Everybody's just going into it. And then you're going to see me just on the right, navigating it. But yes, we have a red flag and a whole new restart. Soft tyres on for a 5-lap sprint to the finish. And we are underway. And look at the getaway we've got there. We've gained so many places, diving down the inside. And we're up into P6. What an incredible restart we've had to go from P13 up into P6. And very much within the points. So points now very possible after looking like a very slim chance that we were pushing for. Now a very big chance of points. And it looks like we can increase them because now we're having a look at Oscar Piastri and the McLaren going round the outside. And we're up into P5. Piastri unable to fight that. Extraordinary scenes here. And Callie Mayer, who was looking to be the first woman to score points in Formula 1, might even become the first woman to stand on the podium in Formula 1 because she's attacking Max Verstappen. We've got Oscar Piastri right behind us. Piastri's using his everything, I imagine, to come back at us round the outside. He goes, but we're going to stick it down the inside and take P5. And this is Callie Mayer attacking Verstappen for third. History on the line here. Or should I say, herstory. Yeah, okay, not funny, Joe. And she's fighting Verstappen for P3. She's going to go round the outside here. And Callie Mayer moving into the podium positions in P3. What an extraordinary story this is going to be. And Verstappen off the restart is clearly struggling. And can we even stand on the podium ourselves? Can we deny this history that is unfolding in front of us? Can we stand on the podium? That line won't help us, but first things first, we need to get ahead of this Red Bull of Max Verstappen, because clearly he's struggling with some kind of issue. And we're going to have a look at the final corner. Down the inside we go. And that is ahead of Max Verstappen. Piastri also getting ahead of the Red Bull. It's not going well for Verstappen as Tsunoda sets the fastest lap. We move into P4 with 3 laps to go. What can we do about Callie Mayer in P3? Once a pit stop behind. Now we're right with her. This is Yuki Tsunoda going for the race lead on Charles Leclerc. Tsunoda to the outside. Leclerc to the inside. Leclerc holding it at the moment. Tsunoda side by side. The Japanese driver senses a victory here. And he's going for it. Leclerc is trying to hang on to the race win. And he's going to go down the inside. Tsunoda on the outside. How does this one resolve itself? Charles Leclerc just accelerating and getting better traction out the corner. We're not able to do anything about Callie Mayer, unfortunately. We're having to defend from Oscar Piastri, and Callie Mayer has broke DRS, and she has well and truly gone, as we've got Oscar Piastri on our right now. He's side by side with us down the straight. What can we do to slow down Piastri? He's got ahead of us now, and we're now going back wheel to wheel with him again to the outside. Someone's having a look up the inside. I think that's Pierre Gasly moving into P5 and fighting Piastri for it. And now we're coming up to the DRS zones once again. Gasly getting ahead up into P4 as we start this final lap. I've got Piastri and Antonelli wanting a go here. We're starting the final lap to have a go to retake Pierre Gasly. And we're going to retake Pierre Gasly and move into P4 despite locking up a little bit there. Gasly having a look any way he can. And we retake P4 as we now head round here. And we've got Pierre Gasly going around the outside. Gasly going to the outside. What can he do there? Absolutely everything. What a stunning move by Pierre Gasly. I know he's deprived us of a position, but I applaud racecraft when I see it. And that was a stunning move by Gasly. We've wandered off the circuit, but now Gasly's going to have to do everything to hold on in the DRS spots. And I'm not going to go for it here. I'm going to wait for my opportunity and try and get it in this final DRS zone here. But look how much Gasly's got clear. Gasly has really got clear now as we're pushing hard towards the final sector. What can we do about Gasly? It's a very late lunge, but of course we're going to lock up and go deep. Charles Leclerc takes the win. Gasly retakes P4. Callie Mayer becomes the first woman to stand on a Formula One podium, but we take P5. You know what? Going into this race, I did not expect that result at all. I was thinking maybe P10 or P11 at best, so you know what? I will happily take that all day long.
To the checkered flag, it's King Charles today. He wins.
You always look back at a race like this and think, if I'd just made that mistake there or locked up here, there would have been contact. And every one of those overtakes is a moment where you have to absolutely nail it, perfect it, and that's exactly what they're able to do today. Great stuff indeed.
been a hard afternoon of brilliant racing, but now it's time for some proper celebrations. The podium awaits. And who gets to take the top step of the podium? Yes, it is I, Leclerc, Charles Leclerc on top. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
Well, I'm trying to get my breath back from that one. That was an eventful race to unpack, but Charles Leclerc owning that one today. Yuki Tsunoda getting second. Callie Mayer stands on the podium in P3. What a great result for her. Gasly and myself are 4th and 5th. Piastri, Antonelli, Russell, the limping Max Verstappen, and Lewis Hamilton completing the top 10 in what was a very eventful Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. And the drama really kick-started when the red flag came out. Otherwise, it was just a pretty static race, but the last few laps were just mad. Lando Norris then, his lead in the championship, protected by the fact that Verstappen was limping with whatever issue he had. Lando Norris leads the way, Tsunoda is second, Verstappen third, Leclerc moves up to 4th after that win. Then it's Piastri, Russell, Hamilton, myself, and then Alonso and Gasly rounding out the top 10. And there's Callie Mayer in P12 on those 15 points for that podium. Well, thank you for watching this instalment of Career Mode. Please don't forget to leave a like and hit subscribe if you're new here and you want to see more content from me. And until the next time, I have been Joe, TTFN, ta-ta for now, take care, enjoy the rest of your day.